Oh, I have to start the recording. Okay, it's the first decider game of the day, and two giants clashing now. Best of 3 for the close qualifier. It's Insup versus Sonkie.
Yeah, the list of things Bidoux has put in his body, seemingly endless.
Let's
Northern Isles.
Do an intro for me.
All right, in the bottom left plan for Oceania's game, we have the Red Undead player from French Canadiana land, Insuperable. In the top right, the Purple Human, currently teamless. A legend of our scene. If you don't know him, you will after today. We have Sonkie.
And will we see in 8 minutes?
Yeah.
If you don't know him, you will. It's like a Kaiser 2.0. Jesus. Yeah. But no, I mean, this is gonna be a really good matchup. We'll, you know, this matchup has really changed with the Crypt Lord meta. I think. I wonder if Insup's gonna actually go for Crypt Lord.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
But
a lot of options.
Sonkie could go for an expansion, could not go for an expansion. Insup could go for Crypt Lord, not go for a Crypt Lord.
Could build footmen, could build riflemen, both out of the barracks.
Oh, looks like a DK. It looks like it's gonna be standard.
Yeah, this is a
it's falling apart the teams, dude. I'm actually enjoying myself so much. This is so fun for me. But yeah, it looks like just going for Ted Fiend's not gonna do any weird shenanigans. Maybe just thinks that he could straight up beat Sonkie, straight up.
You know, it's nice to see some good old classic Ted Fiends against probably an Archmage expansion. I like to see it getting a little tired of Dreadlord, getting a little tired of Crypt Lord. We see it too often. It's like the new standard. I like to see some good old-fashioned Undead tier 3 push, human Expo Sim City trying to hold it off, trying to get towers, trying to get to tier 3. You know, trying to creep that Mountain King to level 3. I like seeing it every once in a while, Ricky. I like seeing it. We do see Rod of Necromancy, Death Knight going across the map. See what damage you can do. Sonkie, on the other hand, gonna get level 2 here. What item will he get, though? Big heal. Probably the best for this Archmage early on.
Yeah, sometimes we see just Undead players creep up the Murlocs with the Skellies and go over. So that's what we're seeing. But yeah, I think it's going to be a really barn burner of a match. A really barn burner. English is a third language for me, but yeah, real barn burner. And Sonkie creeping out his Archmage, Potion of Invulnerability. Good, I think. What's the worst item you can get there? Wand of Mana Stealing?
Yeah, probably Wand of Mana Stealing. Scroll the Beast is pretty good, but you know, you could make an argument that it might be the second worst. And Mana Pot, pretty nice, but honestly, big invul and big heal, good for just being able to get this expansion up, because if you take a little bit of damage, you'll see a lot of undeads. Sometimes Ted, classically, back in the day, used to just throw all of his coils on the Archmage early to keep the Archmage passive. So, you know, big heal, probably the best item there to defend against like just the skelly damage, the coil damage on your Archmage. But yeah, Sonkie gonna get level 2, gonna get gauntlets, also useful against that sort of Archmage damage. And Insup's here with wards. I like that item. Pretty good item.
Yeah, not bad. It looks like Sonkie's gonna put down a tower before teching or throwing down an expansion. Playing pretty defensive. I have hiccups, but I am here.
Okay.
I can take over if you need a break.
No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm just trying to contain.
But I am here. Okay.
And it looks like some Skelly's going to the base of Sonkie. And he's gonna scout that the tower's there, so a little bit of a heavy investment from Sonkie, not gonna be able to tech or expand like you said. Like I said, ends up teching halfway done, and this is a Fiends build from Insup, so I think this is going to go really good for Insup because he's already committing to like trying to get some harassment done, trying to be annoying while he tries to build up a Fiend count. And Sonkie is not going to avoid him. That Sentry Ward is going to see everything that's going on, and we're going to see Insup actually wrap around. This could be a little dangerous. Lots of coils on that DK. Could be getting a lot of the last hits, and Insup's going to stick around.
Yeah.
Is Sonkie going to make this happen?
Potential surrounds, a lot of units here. Coil does actually get it and gets level 2. That's huge. The Crystal Ball does go to the Archmage, but still, that's going to be no level 3 here. And there's still 2 coils left. A little bit of a mistake from Insup was using all of his rod, but he actually brought a rod with backpack on his Fiend as well, so that sort of nullifies that mistake. Will he get another coil steal? A lot of peasants going down, 2 so far, a third one about to. Will he get this steal as well? He is going to get it. Sick harass from Insup here. And then he pauses on him.
Yeah, he pauses on him. It says, "Sec, hold on, let me just wipe my."
I thought he was just gonna
off.
say GG.
Yeah, I thought he was just gonna dust off the shoulder and be like, "All right, you want to continue? Go." But,
if you want to unpause, you can, or you can leave.
Can you imagine, dude? That'd be so good. Oh, that'd be so worth it. But
How many
yeah,
peasants was that 5, 6?
Yeah, I think that's all of them.
So 6, yeah. And the creeps aren't even finished yet, dude.
Yeah, really good early harassment from Insup, and actually a good job by Sonkie getting that fiend count, taking the damage on the fiends. But he had to force one of those coils on the fiend to save it, rather than losing another peasant or a footy or something. So I mean, yeah, this Archmage should definitely be like what 3.3, 3.2.
Yeah, definitely at least level 3, and we see more peasants getting caught out. Didn't call militia, a little bit greedy, because if you call militia, you have to wait for the militia to run out. But he's gonna lose one of those, maybe a second. 5 mana off a coil, so not going to be able to get it. And a potential surround. There is enough footmen to risk surrounds on these fiends and the Death Knight. So, but Sonkie's Lumber's not too bad. He's actually macroed a decent amount of peasants behind this harassment. But yeah, Skelly's maybe able to get one more peasant. Probably not, but the fiends going into the base, but militia called just in time.
Yeah, it looks like Sonkie's going to finally be able to get this expansion up. DK actually in the main base at this point, just being super aggressive. Lich coming out with the Slaughterhouse, getting put down, and tier 3. So Insup's tech looking very good. And I mean, his early game is just incredible. I mean, 2.7 off the harass. I think he showed up at level like 1.8 or something. And
yeah,
I mean, that's all damage off the harass. So absolutely beautiful. Expansion is up though. And how far delayed is this? I mean, we've talked about this matchup a lot back in the day about Chinese patience. Does Sonkie need a prayer or what?
What he needs right now is defend, a lumber mill, and some Sim City at this expansion. Should probably be pumping one more peasant out of this expansion. We do see the expo set up so he can build a shop and a blacksmith right in front of that arcane tower. Get that Sim City set up, get your defend, and then you can deal with his Lich and these 3 fiends. But you need those 2 things, and we see the tech started. Now he needs to get that Sim City at the expansion going as soon as possible, and to keep these footmen alive, and 5 experience off level 3 with the Skelly. Does get level 3 finally though, so that's one of the things out of the way that he needs to get. Now we need to see him get defend, which is halfway researched, and now we need to see him do his Sim City, and here's a shop and probably a blacksmith as well, to get in front of that tower just to buy him some time against these fiends. And this could be a lot of pressure from Insup here.
Yeah, especially with the Lich now, it's going to be a lot of pressure, and we're waiting on defend. It should come out any minute. I think Sonkie has a pretty good footy count. He's been able to keep a lot of them alive. I mean, the elementals as well doing a lot of work. One's going to disappear. But I think like Sonkie's level 3, he's buying enough time. Destroyers are not as good as they used to be, man. So if he could tower up a bit more, he might be able to siege us. But it looks like Insup with the statue at this point, this is going to be like a permanent harass.
Sonkie's so good with that arcane tower focus, man. As soon as that Lich comes into range, he focuses it down, and now there was no Nova. Thanks to the statue, there is one, but yeah, look at this arcane tower instantly on the Death Knight. So nice. The Nova also nice. They're killing a couple peasants, but looks like Sonkie might have enough to defend this with the defended footman now. Level
3 really close to that DK, and I mean at that point it's going to be able to Insup's going to have like be able to fight at all, or like what am I trying to say? He's going to be able to fight because he's got level 2 coil. So we'll see if he can get that. Footies are pretty low. There's a lot of low footies actually. There's a shop here. He's going to okay, I thought he used
Tier 3 done. And he could get a Pit Lord here, and he has Backpack, so he can bring the orb with a ghoul from his main base. Doesn't even have to go back, but maybe going to try to creep up Death Knight level 3. Actually going back for the orb. We'll see what third hero Insup decides to go with. Destro form on the way, and this could be a scary timing for Sonkie to hold here. A lot of footmen, though.
Yeah, he's going to grab an orb and then go back. Yeah, Pit Lord pretty good at this point. Obviously, everything on the ground can get attacked by the cleave, and then you have the Rain of Fire, obviously. So we'll see what he goes. I mean, what's another option? Obviously, you can go like Crypt Lord third, or
yeah, Crypt Lord good now. Obviously, with the buffs, you can go Dark Ranger. You could even go Naga. You can go Panda. Happy used to do that when he first came back. So many, yeah, and only level 1 Nova right now. So these footmen can put in work if Sonkie can get a decent positioning with them. And all he's trying to do is buy time for this Mountain King to come out, which has just now started with that tier 2. But Insup gets his level 3 and gonna get this Null Overseer for a decent item here if Sonkie allows him.
Yeah, there's enough money now for Insup to get that third hero. I wonder if he's going to grab scrolls instead. He actually sells the Scourge Bone Chimes. Good call. Not really good with range units. We'll see if he goes for that third hero. Yeah, Dark Ranger, like you said, yeah.
All right, Dark Ranger, maybe he feels the timing is a bit delayed, and now we see that Blacksmith finally coming in. We just see the Sim City. Really, really nice for Sonkie here. Could even put a couple farms in the front, just to make it hard to attack these towers. We do need to see quick repair here now that the Destro's here. Yeah, he pulls Peasants perfectly in time, and the Arcane Tower is so good. Sonkie is so good with these towers, and the repair was nice, but this Destro is going to finish it off, but the Footmen come in from the back, and this might be enough for Sonkie to hold, with the Mountain King on the way as well.
Yeah, Mountain King is popped and ready to go. Tier 3 tech for Sonkie is there. So far so good, but this is a really strong Tier 3 army for Insup. This is pretty much what he needs to start sieging, and the footies are going to start getting whittled down. Nice Nova, actually, on the non-defended footman. He might be able to pick up 2 or 3 here. 2 are going to go down right away. Yeah, only 2. Oh, 3. Nice hit with a Skelly.
Yeah, Jesus. From the other footy that dies. It's sick. And now the tower's exposed. There is 3, the 4th one getting canceled, and the other one hasn't been upgraded yet. Is there enough repair? The Destro out of mana and almost out of health. Nice bolt to try to kill that Destroyer, but probably got to go for a surround on maybe this Lich or this Death Knight now. But there's so many coils left.
Yeah, and you know, Sonkie's not using defend, and these range with the orb are just doing so much damage. The Archmage actually overextending a bit. Does have an invuln and a TP. Could get in trouble. Yeah, but he's just losing so many footies. Yeah, and at this point, I mean, Insup can just permanently siege. There's nothing that can really stop him at this point. Not enough footies on the ground. This could be actually GG coming up. I just don't think Sonkie's gonna be able to. I don't think Sonkie's gonna be able to hold this. Yeah, and in the base, he's got a 1 Sanctum just being popped.
Yeah, he needed that earlier. Probably in this sort of a game where you're getting pressured a lot, I think you could even go 2 Sanctums before Tier 3 and just get some breakers out. Because this army is so scary. Like, he had a lot of footmen, but as soon as that Destro pops, as soon as that Dark Ranger gets the Black Arrow going, Dark Arrow? Black Arrow? Black Arrow? Yeah. As soon as he gets that going, it's just so hard to keep your footmen alive.
Yeah, Mountain King getting in a lot of trouble. He's got a coil. I think that's a dead Mountain King. Oh, he actually resolves not to do that. Okay.
Maybe he didn't realize the potion was on cooldown.
Oh, yeah, true. Good call. But I mean, there's just like so much siege at this point. Fiends haven't died. +1 attack now on the
Destro?
Oh, the coil misses. Nice pick off for Sonkie. But the Mountain King's taking so much damage, and there's a Nova coming up soon.
So much gold for Sonkie too right now. Insup 56 supply has broken. This is his end game right here. He's got to break this expansion, and Sonkie's starting to finally macro.
Yeah, he built a knight.
His shop's about to die. You can only get 1 breaker out. His shop's about to die, and that's it. That's all he's gonna have before Tier 3. Knight on the way, Paladin on the way, but Sonkie needs he probably needs to give this expansion up and just go creep. Just go creep your Mountain King at this point. Give it up.
How big of a loss is that, though, to just give this up? I think he does want to try to defend it. He's pulling Militia, and the Knight should pop out soon. Paladin, I mean, the Knight and Paladin are still pretty far away. He's just pulling Militia at this point. Lich getting more mana from the statue. I mean, 2 statues at this point. Okay, one's going to be a Destroyer. He could coil that right away if he wants. Dude, Insup's just doing really good at kiting this, everything, really. Look at the Fiend count at this point, 7 Fiends. He hasn't lost a single unit. He lost 1 Destroyer, that's about it. I mean, Sonkie's lost everything.
Yeah, this is something I think Sonkie's not doing perfectly this game. We see a lot of the Chinese humans, they'll use their expansion and their really solid SimCity as just a way to buy time to creep their Mountain King up and get a 60-70 supply army. We see Sonkie really overcommitting on the defense. You can even buy Toma retraining on your Archmage, staff into the back of your SimCity, and Blizzard to defend this. When he had those 4 towers up, well creeping your Mountain King, and eventually your Expo will die. But at least you'll have Mountain King 3 and you'll have a good army to sort of kill the Fiends, and then you can just re-Expo behind that army. But Sonkie kind of overcommitting to the defense, lost all of his footmen.
Yeah, and TH was like so huge at that, man. Like just he could turn like a 10, 15, 20-minute siege into his advantage and then slowly just chip away and beat the undead player. Yep. And that was back when the Destroyers were like unreal against towers. So I feel like right now, if you just a little misplay from Sonkie, but obviously he's just trying to buy time. But really good siege from Insup. I mean, he hardly lost any units. He looked really good, and that's why he's a favorite in this qualifier.
Definitely looked like it. Very good performance by Insup. Almost no flaws there. I thought for a second, okay, is he preparing this 1-2-0-esque push with 6 skeletons towards the expansion? And then he was kind of blindsided with Sonkie creeping the Tuskas first and then going to the Expo. And then the timing was a little off. But boy, did he arrive at the natural creep spot and did he slaughter Sonkie there. Feels like a little bit of a pattern that Sonkie gets smacked in the face in the early games.
Yeah, I mean, that was really good. Insup has, I mean, against Kaiser was the only games we really saw, but yeah, stealing the Ogre right away. He didn't get the item, but he got all the XP. He picked off every single peasant before the expansion was even built. Sonkie was on the back foot from the very beginning, so.
Insup 2, by the way, Neil.
All right. Yeah. About this,
spit it out.
Sorry, my words. It's been a long day. Okay. About that Expo creep again. Carsonnn, would you think that Sonkie could do that better? Could he play around these coils a little more?
Yeah, I feel like he felt rushed to creep it and maybe call more militia. He had like 4 or 5 extra peasants at home. You'll see top Chinese humans just call 9 militia, like, and not care because you already have enough lumber. Ideally, that's what delaying the creep does, give you enough lumber to build that expo straight up. So just call every lumber peasant you have. Guarantee get that expo, have enough to sort of split a couple footies off to pressure the Death Knight. But yeah, only calling 6, I think, and he lost all of them. But that was really Insub bringing that backpack Skelly Rod, the second one, and still having good mana on his Death Knight. That was really all credit to Insub. Really well played there. I like the backpack a lot as well.
All right, guys, we got Concealed Hill next as the human map. I would love to get an explanation on this one. Take it away, boys.
Yeah, I mean, in the top right, currently down a game, but he's playing the best undead player in North America. It's Sonkie. And for Oceanus, I mean, he's been dominating all day. We've been seeing a lot of players playing really, really good. I mean, Sonkie's one of them, but then when you play against someone like Insup on his caliber, I mean, he just makes the games look so easy. Playing for Oceanus, it's Insup, obviously. Insuperable, red undead player. And, I mean, we saw Sonkie going for an expansion last game on NI, which is kind of common. Is that the same thing on Concealed Hill, or is this like a... Because I feel like the natural expansion on this is, like, easier to creep.
Easier to, maybe a harder creep camp, but easier because it's further away from your opponent. So that is one advantage here. We'll have to see if Sonkie decides to go for this orange camp right outside his base. You can also see people go for the lab here early with a footman pulling it, pulling the rock golem and going for that creep. We'll see what he decides to do, but it is a Death Knight again, so look to see a very similar game. Another option for Sonkie here would be one base rifle caster, tech into tier 3, sort of like what Hawk was doing for a while. But I'm probably going to see him expand. It's more his style here.
Yeah, I feel like the Fiend's opener for Insup is basically because, I mean, Sonkie has always played so robotically by the book, especially in this matchup. Like, he's probably going to go for an early expansion again, even though, you know, it's not probably the most ideal against Insup. Mm-hmm. His harassment is so good. He's super aggressive. And I guess like, maybe against an aggressive undead player, you just want a one base creep, you know, play a little bit more passive. Like with an expansion, I feel like you're really all in, and Insup's the type of guy that can just like punish you and make you lose everything. So
yeah, like you can lose those 6 peasants like Sonkie lost last game, but you have to make a play after that. You have to get some Fiend kills, you have to pressure into the base, kill Acolytes, you know, cancel Slaughterhouse, kill the shop. You have to delay that tier 3 timing if you're gonna lose 6 peasants like that. But Sonkie just didn't really make any plays. He was just always on the defensive, and Insup was really good at pressuring him there. But you need to make plays if you're gonna build like 8-9 footmen like Sonkie did last game. So we'll see if he's able to do it better this game, but it looks like, is this going to be a tech? Because he's going to the south to creep this crab here. This might be a tech.
Yeah, he's getting very out of position. Normally, if you just do the greens on your side, if you're going to go for the expansion, it looks like a tech. I kind of like it. I kind of like it. Just creep out, play more defensively, more passively, like we talked about. And I mean, Insup's going to be looking for that anyway. The Acolyte's on the other side of the map. He can see whether the militia are being called. And is that like the sure tell, like that you know the Archmage is on this side of the map? Like, is this a normal creep route if you aren't expanding as a human?
Yeah, for sure. And the Acolyte has ruled everything out, assuming, and now the Death Knight sees that Sonkie's not at the shop. So he knows exactly where he is. The only question is he going to be back in time to defend against this Archmage? Nice little creep route from Insup, assuming there was an expansion, pulling the ghouls and the skellies to get that guaranteed level 2. But now, you know, Sonkie kind of blind counters it.
This time. Yep, Sonkie's here. 1 ghoul going down. All the XP available here. Nice pickoff from Sonkie, and now the Death Knight is so far away that he's actually going to dive into Sonkie's base and try to get some damage done. 1 peasant being killed. But yeah, the Death Knight has to do some damage here because, oh, Sonkie's actually running back. I feel like this was a good opportunity for
going to the base.
That base, especially during the tech. No Nerubian. A little bit of a blunder from Sonkie. He's actually going to run all the way back. And now Insup is the one with the lead. Look at that peasants going down left and right now.
Yeah, and there was no Cold Tower, no Nerubian in the main of Insup, and he killed one of the only 4 ghouls there because Insup did a 1-zig tech. So could have done a lot more damage there if he was able to really hurt that lumber economy of Insup, and now it's his lumber economy getting hurt. Not sure how many peasants have gone down, but at least 3, right?
3 that I've counted.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 that I've counted so far. That's a lot.
And 1 more coil still, and 2 of these peasants are below 100 health. The Arcane Tower is about to get up, but he has enough mana that he could tank a couple hits from the Arcane Tower and get that coil off.
Fiend with backpack brings another rod to the DK as well. This is a really good timing from Insup. Still has a coil. That Arcane micro again from Sonkie. just making sure that the DK doesn't have. I mean, there's nothing else it could target, but
you know, he has done it really well though.
AI, unbelievable.
He has been doing that really well though. I've been really impressed with that the whole day from Sonkie.
Yeah, he'll definitely get level 3 here for the Archmage, which is good. Cloak of Shadows, okay, it's the second one. I'll probably sell it, obviously. But level 3 on the Archmage. Death Knight still a bit a ways from level 3, but I guess he'll just start creeping greens and trying to get it out. What's the tech looking like? Tier 2 just hits for Insup, and a second Fiend popped. And, okay, did he cancel that? Yeah, he canceled that second Fiend for the Lich. And what's the play? Right call. You think just go straight to tier 3? You know, go slow on your undead tech. Now that you didn't, you know, you killed a lot of the humans' economy. You're probably ahead.
Yeah. So now there's a couple of goals for both players, right? Insup obviously wants to get to tier 3, wants to get that orb, wants to get tri-hero, potentially a Crypt Lord 3rd or something, a Dark Ranger. What Sonkie wants to do is delay the Lich creeping with his now level 3 Archmage that bought boots as well and dust, so he's able to pressure those fiends in the Death Knight. He wants to delay this Lich level 3 while creeping his Mountain King up on the other side of the map. When we see he's going to do that, he'll probably move everything back once the Mountain King pops and probably creep the lab or maybe go for the red item. But this Archmage should probably stay on this side of the map, especially with those boots, and just delay the creeping while teching behind it. Potentially to tier 3.
There's a lot of skellies for Insup. He might actually be able to get this Water Elemental. Fakes the coil, no, and that's a deny. Oh, he didn't get the deny. That's XP for the DK.
Yeah, almost level 3 now on that Death Knight.
Mountain King not out yet, but the Lich does pop. Gonna grab another Rod and some skellies and go across the map. And yeah, I mean, we're still seeing the human units here. So Mountain King's out. And is this the switch? Yeah, no, he's keeping his units with him. I don't think he can fight with the Lich here at this point. Nova's going to be pretty insane. I don't think there's defend. No defend, so could be losing a lot of footies here. One going down right away. This is a lot of skellies, too. And Insup's doing a really good job of using his rods.
Death Knight, nice positioning on the Death Knight. Not if he was out of position there, he would have died for sure. Don't want to lose these rifles, Sonkie. The footmen are fine, but you cannot be losing rifles at this stage. That's half of his damage right there almost. But a potential Fiend kill. This Death Knight still level 2, actually dodging the bolt. I think he could have just gone for the Fiends there. He knows he's going to dodge that bolt. Yeah,
getting a little overzealous with the DK kill and losing the Rifleman, not microing it in time, so a little unfortunate, but, you know, now he's forced to TP. Insup's just going to come straight, actually, across. The DK is really low. He's got a statue here, but this is going to be a lot more dicier to fight. Mountain King creeping up for free, basically, replenishment potion, and he actually passed the boots to Mountain King.
Yeah, the invuln just pops to the shop now. I think if Sonkie maybe had a little bit better positioning there, he could have denied the invuln for Insup, but Insup's going to probably look to get it right now. A bit short on gold, actually, so if Sonkie can sneak in there with his Archmage, he can get that.
Super annoying with this, like, walls of skellies, though.
Yeah, constantly,
Insup did a really good job. I mean, the statue's going to start healing up the DK, and, yeah, Insup a little broke. Is he teching? Yeah, teching to tier 3, another statue coming out. I wonder what Sonkie does. Like, do you go for a tier 2 expansion? Do you just keep massing tier 2? Sometimes we just see players just mass tier 2.
You're either, in Sonkie's position here, you're either going to tech tier 3 right now, or you would have expoed 2 minutes ago. But now it looks like he's expoing, and this is pretty late. Normally you're going to expo around 35 supply on those 2 rifles we saw him fighting down here with, right? Normally you're going to be expoing at that time. But instead he delayed a little bit, which was good pressure from Sonkie, forcing the TP, delaying the creep, stealing the Ogre Magi at that shop. And now he's going to expand, but this might be a little bit too late. He's going to be tier 3, there's going to be a tri-hero, there's going to be an orb by the time this expansion gets up. And we'll see if Sonkie's able to hold it.
Yeah, we're probably going to see Sonkie knowing that, you know, it's a little late, probably just going across the map and trying to, you know, keep Insup back there instead of, like, being super aggressive, because yeah, this expansion.
He's always back there.
He's always back there, baby. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, level 2 on the Mountain King though. Solo creeping both heroes. The Lich is also level 2, Potion of Greater Healing. The Mountain King picking up the Parrot, the Vitality.
Yep, not too bad. The red camp though is something I think Sonkie should be a little bit more vigilant of, but Insup's gonna get it now. It looks like. This is something that's really easy to take. Is Insup not going to take it?
Skellies come to the top of the map, dude. These Skellies alone, these 4 Skellies could be super annoying. And Sonkie's here, though. Can hopefully take him down. He's got a Priest as well. I don't think he's got Dispel, though. Where's the...
Claws plus 12. Jesus Louises. Yeah, no Dispel for the Skellies, though, so he's going to lose a Peasant, maybe 2. But nice heal on the Peasants as well. Priest heal, pretty strong.
As soon as this Lich gets level 3, like, does Insup just hit? I mean, tier 3's hit. He's going to go grab the orb right now for the DK. Does he have enough for a TP? No, but he definitely has enough for an orb.
See, yeah, and Sonkie, he's so weak right now. He doesn't have the tier 3 that he needs. He doesn't have the expansion. The Lich is level 3, and that's what you need to do with this Archmage when the Mountain King pops out. You need to creep well harassing with just the Archmage with boots. But he didn't do that, and now look, the Lich is level 3, Claws plus 12, has Orb now, and this is going to be hard for Sonkie to hold. Really hard.
That winning condition is the DK doesn't have any items, right? Push and greater healing, that's it. You can force that pretty early with your bolts. Level 3 Mountain King at this point. So it's just going to come down to, can Sonkie hold this expansion?
Shot too.
Yeah, that's crazy. Not lose any items, or sorry, not items, lol. Not lose any units here. And yeah, it looks like there's no towers, man. This is tough. DK just playing super passive. The coil gonna come in on the Fiend. This is a hard fight for Sonkie, man. He's basically just fighting 1-for-1 against a level 3 Lich with Orb. The Novas are insane. One priest going down, one rifle going down, a second rifle going down. First Fiend. This looks like a winning fight for Insup, though. He needs to force TP. He needs to force Insup. There is no TP. He needs to force Insup to get out of here. But he's just going for Fiends right now, which I think is the fight that Insup wants.
If you're Sonkie here, I feel like before you take this fight, you call every militia from the main. That means every gold peasant as well, you call militia. So you'll have 8 or 9. And then you take this fight afterwards. You even let him kill some of your gold peasants at your expo. But like fighting into this, actually definitely taking a lot of damage, but has that big heal. Fighting into this without any militia, with just like 4 rifles there. And finally has the spell, can dispel these skellies, but he just didn't have enough without the militia.
Yeah, and it's a little too late. Pops the Potion of Greater Healing, but he just passed the other one on the Lich over the DK. So now the DK is going to be totally fine, and now you're dealing with a much smaller human army. The Novas are just sick and insane. Sonkie down to 34 supply, ends up 20 more. There's a TP on the Archmage, but now, you know, there's the statues in the back as well. This Lich has got another Nova. The DK's got extra coils. Surprised he's just not being super aggro and just picking up the units. Militia coming in now, but there's just nothing here for the human.
Too late, yeah.
Overextended, it might force the TP. Mountain King diving in now.
Does have an invuln?
Wow, Insup doing so good at keeping these units alive.
Has he lost like anything? I don't think he's lost anything yet.
Look at the kiting! Look at the Fiend Micro!
Archmage, low has the TP out. The invuln might run out before that TP, but GG, well played, it's called. And it was well played. That's for sure.
Well played. Man, Sonkie, it wasn't for lack of trying. Insup's micro is insane. Is that a best of 3 in that final there? Insup first one to go through for the day?
That is absolutely correct. Insup is qualified for the close qualifier, which still sounds weird, alongside Arc, right? That is what we know so far. And damn, did he look strong. Great decision making, great control, great timings. Just everything clicked today, apparently.
Yeah, pretty good. I mean, he just looks so solid. His micro is so good. Wow, he actually gave Sonkie a back to the lobby in the chat.
Oh.
Damn. I don't know if they have bad blood or not, but that's that's pretty funny. What else do we have here? I'm looking at the bracket.
So
looks like we have Hunter versus Duck 2-0'd? Hug Champ.
HMK. Let's go, baby. VVVRSM. I love it how he has that tag.
Yeah, that's so funny.
Vision Ventrilo Victory.
I think it was Vision.
It is Vision Ventrilo Victory. It's for like Skype cheating.
Yeah, but there was an actual VVV that was something different.
Oh,
it was like
is that right?
It was a meme team. Yeah, VVV used to be like an actual org.
Mm-hmm.
They're I don't know. I forget what their name was though. Let me try to.
You guys just brushed over Insup's victory here like it's nothing. I'm gonna drag you back on this. Like in this shape, is Insup a threat to Hitman and Arc in the following rounds?
Absolutely. I mean, I pegged. Arc. You know, I think a big thing for Arc was playing DreamHack and performing well at DreamHack. There's players in NA that have really shown that they're really strong. Hitman, Cruncher, Insup, Kiwikaki have been like a consistent top 4 when we're talking about NA. Arc easily up there, but I mean he's gonna have his hands full with Insup. They played a lot in Washed Up League, and Insup was taking. I mean Insup has been the closest to beating Hitman in best ofs so far. I mean even doing better than Cruncher. So I mean Insup is definitely up there. He could dethrone Hitman at any time. He just hasn't done it yet, but he's definitely come close.
Yeah, and he does a lot of like cheese strategies against Hitman, which he didn't do last time they played. I think it was Dust League last time I saw them play. He didn't do it. He just played straight up. I think he needs to do more of that. More Lich TR, more DK tier 2 tower rushes, stuff like that. You know, Master Banshees, whatever. But you need to do some sort of weird strategies, I feel like. Because in straight up games, Hitman is so good against Undead that you never really have a chance. And then Arc, well, against Insup, at least Insup doesn't play Gargs. And he plays more standard. I think that's where Arc shines, is really in a standard against standard game because he understands the meta so well. And a lot of the NA Undeads are playing Gargs right now and playing Criplord and stuff like that, whereas you get lucky with Insup that he's not going to do that most of the time.
Yeah, Undeads at the moment.
Huh? I was going to say, the thing about Arc, though, is he like really trains matchups. Like, he really practices matchups specifically. So now that he knows that Hitman's there, he's going to be able to see, first of all, who comes through these qualifiers, what matchups are going to be. I mean, keep in mind, these guys have played each other a lot, too, all of them. So I think Arc has a huge edge going into that season finals because he's going to know who's coming in first. He's going to prepare. And I think he's going to obviously bring his A game because he knows that, first of all, these guys are getting like huge practice games in with the qualifiers. And, you know, he's got an expectation to perform. I mean, he's one of the invited players, right? So I think Arc's going to do really good. I mean, I hope he does really good. I don't know how he's going to actually do, but
sounds
he prepares
good.
a lot.
And with the Undead being able to play a couple of strategies these days against Human Orc and everything, looking forward just a couple. Looking forward to Insup's performance in the close qualifier because that was pretty damn promising. Shout out to Sonkie though, great run. Just sign up for tomorrow and try again. It's the best thing you can do.
Yeah, I mean, good today.
Anybody to come out of this group today, this bracket looks pretty good. I mean, the final two qualifier matches on either side look really good. Hunter versus Siron, two very, very good players. We just saw Duck go through, and I don't think the Boo match is over yet. I think Arc's Carsonnn. Is there any score on that? Oh, yeah, Count Create versus Boo is not finished yet.
All right. Then we have a little bit of time, I guess, before we have our next